what I believe is technology is neutral. For me, the AI is a kid, and it's up to you whether you want to make this kid a superstar, a scientist, or a kidnapper or a murderer. It depends on the parents. But if it is not regulated, it could be very destructive to the extent that we can't even imagine.
Divyendra Singh Jadoun is known as the Indian deepfaker. His company produces images, videos, and audio that look and sound real, but are entirely fake, generated through artificial intelligence. For years, Jadoun reserved his AI trickery for Bollywood, swapping the bodies and faces of celebrities for entertainment. But in the lead up to India's general election, he discovered a lucrative new market: politics.
We started getting a lot of requests from political parties and PR agencies, political consultants. More than 200 requests from different parties, political candidates. Around 50% were unethical requests. One is to swap the face of opponent leader onto some controversial video that might impact his image. The second thing is to do the voice cloning of the opponent leader and make him say something that he has never said that can impact his image.
What was once hypothetical, are deepfakes going to have a big impact on elections? Are people going to try and use these in various malicious contexts? Is no longer hypothetical. Globally, we've seen a huge increase in the amount of deepfakes being used in political contexts, specifically to try and disrupt electoral processes or to spread disinformation. They are doing it, and they're doing it at scale, not just in India, but around the world.
Deepfakes got their start in pornography, fake, non-consensual sexual imagery posted online. But used as a tool to dupe and mislead, generative AI inevitably came crashing into the world of politics. The world's biggest ever election is currently unfolding in India, with nearly 1 billion Indians registered to vote. Political parties, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tax-savvy BJP, are using all tools in their arsenal to sway voters, including AI. Deepfakes are used to send personalized messages to Indians, even bring deceased politicians back to life. But some synthetic content is more malicious, like fake videos of celebrities criticizing Modi.
मोदी जी का पर्पस यही है, उनका उद्देश्य यही था कि वो सेलिब्रेट करे हमारी दुखी हुई जीवन और दर को, हमारी बेरोजगारी को, हमारी महंगाई को.
The Indian authorities are playing catch-up, trying to hunt down those behind the viral deepfakes. But by the time they catch them, in most cases, the damage has already been done.
We don't know what the true impact could be of AI and deepfakes and their ability to influence voters. It's still early days. But there was a survey done by a cyber firm called Mukherjee saying over the last 12 months, over 75% of Indians had been exposed to deepfake content either by way of audio or video. I think it often works in the interest of political parties to have grey zones on what AI does, on what deepfakes do, on what misinformation, disinformation and fake news does.
So obviously fakery, i.e. the manipulation of media, has been around for a long, long time. But what's really different about deepfakes is the realism of the outputs that can now be generated. And the problem is that deepfakes don't just make fake things look real, but it also provides plausible deniability and a reason that people could use to doubt whether real things are actually real and dismiss them as fake.
That problem is known as the liar's dividend, the benefit that anyone, including politicians, can get from the existence of deepfakes, to be able to cast doubt on reality and dismiss inconvenient facts. It creates a kind of omni-skepticism. All content, including what is real, can be devalued. And that's the dividend, the payoff for anyone who's out to disinform.
We got a query from a person who told us about our leader has a video and they think that the opponent might spread that video. That video is original. He told me the video is original. Now, what he told me is you have to create a deepfake video. So we denied it. We don't do a deepfake without consent. So we said, no. You have to swap the face of the same person onto the same video. But it should look like a deepfake. So that once the opponent spreads it, we will spread it more than that and later on we'll deny it, that it's not true. that it's a deepfake video. So this was very, very creative.
Politicians in India are generating low quality videos of themselves so as to juxtapose that against a potentially authentic video and say, hey, it's all fake. There was a case a couple of months ago where a southern Indian politician said that a lot of his leaked audio was fake. When fact checkers and those that are specialists in the area went back and examined it, they found that parts of the audio were fake, but parts of the audio were actually authentic. And I think that's going to be a huge theme going into 2024, which is an election year.
I sometimes refer to this as almost a kind of an epistemic nihilism. If I say to you, okay, well, you need to know that everything that you now see and hear could be AI generated, it could be fake. But I can't really tell you how to figure out what is real. That leaves you at a bit of an impasse. I do think that this is a really tricky moment where awareness of deepfakes is growing, and yet we don't have in place solution approaches, legislative approaches to sort of respond and help people understand better what they're seeing.
As ever, legislators are struggling to keep pace with the technology. Last year, the Indian government said that it did not intend to regulate AI. 3 months ago, just prior to the election campaign, it changed its mind after a journalist asked Google's AI software Gemini whether it thought Modi was a fascist, and the AI bot answered yes. Gemini justified its characterization on the ruling party's, quote, Hindu nationalist ideology, its crackdown on dissent, and its use of violence against religious minorities. Facts many human rights organizations agree on, but an answer the BJP called biased. And that's one of the many problems with regulating generative AI. Who should decide what's accurate, ethical and unethical synthetic content? And who should have the responsibility to decide what content needs to be flagged as fake and when?
It is the responsibility of each and everyone. It's the responsibility of government. It's the responsibility of the big platforms, Meta, and it's the responsibility of creators like us and even the voters. If any content that is escalating your emotions to a next level, you should stop and think about it whether to share it or not. But still, people want to see what they want to see. So if any content is aligning with their preconceived notions, they are not going to fact check what they want to believe. That's their ultimate truth. It's a big issue, and it's very concerning.
Concerning not just in India, but the world over, in a year when more than half of the globe's population in more than 60 countries is heading to the polls. AI analysts warn that synthetic content, if left unchecked, could influence billions of voters and upend democratic processes. But the problem isn't just AI. It's the political context in which this content thrives. A polarized world in which politicians like Narendra Modi fan the flames of division.
क्या आपकी मेहनत की कमाई का पैसा घुसपैठियों को दिया जाएगा? आपको मंजूर है ये?
I think when we talk about AI or deepfakes and we talk about the impact on democratic processes around the world, India is a good example to think hard about what's going on there on the ground. You have the Prime Minister of India is standing up and singling out a single community, the Muslim population in India, identifying them as infiltrators, as the evil party attacking India, and Hindus depicted as gods and goddesses trying to protect their space. What AI is reflecting is deep societal conflict, and I think AI will add one level of complexity to it, but it would be remiss of us to not accept the fact that there are other very, very deep problems at play here.
Thanks for watching. Now hit that like button and leave us a comment to let us know what you think about anything that we covered this week. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Does anyone really call it X? Facebook and Instagram for updates from the show. Links are in the description.